Hi, everyone. Welcome or welcome back to the Balanced Business Coach. My name is Toni Robinson, and I am a life coach for leaders and a burnout prevention specialist. I help individuals and teams create more balance between their personal and professional life to create more fulfillment and a bigger impact on the workplaces that they serve. I'm so excited that you're here today. I've got a really interesting episode for you. I have recently experienced somewhat of a disappointing customer service experience. And it was so disappointing because this is an organization that I have supported for so long, and I just felt so disheartened by the customer service experience that I received, and it really made me question whether I would do business with them again. So I was talking about it with a friend of mine, and as I was talking through it with her, I was like, if I was there, I would do this, I would do that, I would tell them this. and um, she was like, you should really, make a podcast episode about this. And I was like, you know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. So today, basically what I'm going to be doing is using them as a case study to explain how I would approach the situation that they're going through. Because on a certain level, like, I'm human, they're human. I understand what the organization is actually going through at the moment. They are growing. They had a new offer. There was an influx of new customer service requests. And I know that they're just trying to get through them as much as possible with the limited time that they have in a day. The problem is, me as the customer shouldn't necessarily have to know or feel the impact of their business successes, because that's what this is. This is a huge sign of success for their business. It means that they're growing. It means that their customer base is expanding, and that's awesome. Like, I am so excited that they are at that point of their business. And if you are at that point of your business, like, that's something to be excited about. But with growth comes some growing pains. I'm here to help you or your team or whatever the situation may be. I'm here to help you create more balance when you're feeling those growing pains, when you're feeling like you're maybe stretched too thin and you're just not sure how to create the capacity for yourself or for your team. You're not exactly sure what resources are available to you, or if you even should invest in resources, because maybe this is just temporary. Maybe you don't even know if you need additional resources yet. So we are going to get into all of my recommendations of what I would do to keep yourself and your team balanced through a big growth period like this. So with that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so to paint the picture very specifically, this is a customer service team who has had an influx of customer service requests, emails, client complaints, things that are going on that they need to take care of and need to take care of it fairly urgently. This particular organization has 2, maybe 3 service members on the client service team. And I have not spoken with them, so this is all just speculation. But based on what I know about my experience in the HR tech industry, CRM experience, and based on what I know about their organization and the offers that they have and the clients that they serve, I feel like that's about right. Not all of these are going to be very specific to this organization, but that's what I'm going to use for this case study today. Okay, so this organization may not have the financial capability to hire someone new or additional resources right away, and they definitely don't have time on their side. So even if they did bring a new team member on, like, the emails are coming today, so they don't have time to bring someone on, onboard them, train them, get them up to speed, because by that time, emails have gone unanswered for more than 1 to 2 business days, and people are getting upset. They are wanting feedback now. And they also aren't sure if they actually need those additional resources. They've just launched a new digital product, and a lot of the influx of emails is due to this being new. They're still working out kinks and they're not actually sure if long term this is going to keep up. The influx of emails may subside over time. So what would I do? What would I recommend? I've got 4 things for us today that I would recommend in this particular situation. Number 1 is automation. Okay. If we are not automating pieces of our business by this point, like what are we doing? AI is our friend. Okay. Automation is our friend. So this is something that I used to do like way before AI even became like a big thing, or like the AI chatbots that, auto respond for you. Way before that was even a thing. I used to use my email signature for quick replies. So I worked at a SaaS company, software as a service, and we would have people asking us to reset their password all the time. I'm locked out of my account. I can't get into my account. Can you reset my password for me? Can you tell me my password again? Like literally, that was probably our primary request of things that we got every single day. What I did was I crafted a beautifully written email that could be sent very quickly. And what I would do is click reply. And then that would be that email draft. Instead of going somewhere, copying and pasting, I had it set up as a signature. So the signatures that you have set up, you can have more than one. I had one called password reset. So I would just change the signature to the password reset one, and then it would populate the email with all of the information of what they needed to reset their password, and then just send it. And that was that. Made it super easy. I would be able to respond within 2 seconds and they were on their way. So using email signatures for a quick reply is going to be hugely beneficial in times of influxes in emails. Another one that I would recommend is filtering emails. And then if you do have more than one person, which this company that I am using as an example does, I would have each person have like specific emails that they reply to. So maybe person A replies to all of the password reset requests, account lock requests, those kind of things. But then person B might respond to more of the issues. So person A is probably getting more emails, but they're simpler and they're easy to answer. Person B is probably getting less emails, but they're a little bit more time consuming, maybe more complicated, but they're able to get those done without having the interruption of an immediate need like unlocking a password. That's just an example. If you have like software, digital products, things like that, I would say knowing your business, knowing the types of requests that you get and assigning those to a specific person, or if you have, like 4 or 5 different things that you typically get requests on, divvy those up so that each person is focusing on 1 to 2 or maybe 3 things at most in a given day. That will help them know exactly what they're looking for. Because when you have like a ton of emails coming in and you've got multiple people who are working on them, sometimes you're trying to just like get the most done as fast as you can, and you'll skip over certain things that are super important. So having someone that monitors the quick, easy, quick response emails, and then another person monitoring the bigger emails that they can take the time to read it, make sure, is this urgent? Can I prioritize this later? How long is this going to take me? Being able to have that capacity to actually look at those instead of just like, ooh, how many can I like get done as soon as possible? That's going to be hugely helpful. And then the third one on automation is investing in an AI autoresponder like ManyChat. Zapier has an option. Salesforce has an option. There's a ton of different AI chatbots out there at this point. But if you aren't able to invest in another person, then what you can do is for those things like the password resets or something that's very simple that you get, like a common question that people ask a lot, you can have an AI autoresponder that responds to them and addresses their concern right away. So they're not receiving any delay in response. It just automatically goes out to them. The only drawback with that is that if they have other requests in the email or if the chatbot reads it wrong, then sometimes that can cause further issues where they're like, that's not what I was asking, or what about my other question? And so just be aware of those possibilities. Okay, so number 2, inventory. And I would probably do this before you do the automation piece, but I would take an inventory of all of your emails and what are the most common issues that you get requests for. So what I would do is I would pull all of your most recent emails, especially if like you've been getting an influx over the last month, then pull all of the emails over the last month or maybe the last like 2 weeks, and then dump those into ChatGPT and say, summarize what the most common issues are from these emails. And then ChatGPT will, or whatever AI software you use, will summarize what the issues are that you are getting the most. If you already know, you can skip that step. But you want to figure out what are the most common issues that we're getting on a regular basis. So I would highly recommend doing some sort of an audit of your emails to see how often you're getting things and what are the most common issues. Once you've got that list, then what you want to do is you want to either schedule a training or record a video of you answering that question or you solving that problem. So, hey everyone, we've gotten a lot of requests on this lately. Wanted to do a quick video explaining X, Y, and Z. When you are recording that, I would recommend using a tool called Loom. This is something that will allow you to record your voice. It records your screen. And if you are a new user, you can get up to, I think, 25 free videos. So if you don't have more than 25 common requests that you get, then you'll be fine. You can use the free version. They also have an AI transcriber that will transcribe the audio that you've recorded for free. So that's super helpful. It also breaks it down into chapters for you, at least for the trial period, or if you pay for the pro version, then you get that all the time. But it breaks it up into chapters, which is really helpful for your audience to know like exactly what they're looking for when you send them this video. The other thing that I would recommend while you are recording, because not everybody is a visual video learner, some people want to read instructions. If you use a tool called ScribeHow, it is an AI PDF instruction writer. So as you are actually recording yourself doing the steps of whatever issue you have or whatever issue people are having, ScribeHow will record your screen and it will take screenshots of each step and it will actually write out the instructions for you. This is completely free. It does have a ScribeHow like watermark on it. If you want to like do the pro version, you can do that. Or if you have Adobe Pro, you can actually just remove it in the Adobe software. So another hack. But anyway, so you can use ScribeHow to capture those screenshots, and then you'll have PDF instructions that you can send people. You'll have a video that you can send people. They can read the transcript while watching the video, has the chapters, like it's just gold. So I would recommend, once you know exactly what those things are that you're getting requests for most often, that you then take that and turn that into a training or a video and PDF set of instructions. All right, so recommendation number 3. This is getting less technical and more on the energetic side of things. I think you should do this anyway, even if you aren't having this influx of emails and customer service requests. But what you want to do is find out people's strengths. You want to know what they do naturally well and what gives them energy. There are certain tasks that people can do that they are just naturally good at that task, but it doesn't necessarily give them energy. It drains them very quickly. There are other tasks that they also can do naturally well, and it gives them energy, which means that they are going to be super productive, focused, and be able to knock tasks like that out very quickly and efficiently. What you don't want is someone in a role that they don't naturally do well and it totally drains their energy. So, it's really helpful to find out people's natural gifts, natural strengths, and their weaknesses to make sure that they are in the right role. Because in a period of growth like this, you may find that someone who's been in the customer service department for all this time, their strength actually belongs somewhere else. Like they actually are better fit for this part of the business or this part of the organization. And if that's the case, then anyone who is truly on board with the mission of the company and where you guys are growing to, then they will be more than willing to try out that role, especially if you explain to them, like, hey, based on your strengths, your natural abilities, and what gives you energy, this role would actually be a way better fit for you. Let's try it out for XYZ days. And then if you don't like it, you can go back to your old position. But chances are, if it's a position that they are naturally gifted at and gives them energy, they're going to thrive. So I would really recommend doing either a human design or a strengths finder assessment and figuring out where your people are supposed to be within your organization. This is also really going to prevent burnout because if people are doing things that give them energy and that they're naturally gifted at, it's going to give them purpose. It's going to make them feel passionate about what they're doing. That's going to energize them. It's going to keep them committed to your organization longer. And it's really going to make them feel excited to show up for work. Okay, so the fourth thing, the final thing that I would recommend for this organization to prevent their employees from getting totally burnt out during this growth phase is to teach them nervous system regulation. Nervous system regulation is just knowing how to bring your heightened emotions back to a neutral state when things get stressful, if there is a customer who has triggered you, if there is, a lot of pressure on you, knowing how to get back to that net neutral with your emotions. We all know that customer service, especially, is a very, very trying position to be in. Customers are not always the most friendly, kind, respectful people. So, having a way to regulate our nervous systems is going to be key in keeping us from burnout, especially when we're receiving more and more of those. A few things that you could do to teach nervous system regulation is hiring a coach, someone like me, to do like a quick workshop or a quick course with your employees to teach them, here's something that you can do at the very beginning of the day. Here's a quick technique that you could do while you're at your desk and someone's really pissing you off. Here's something that you could do on your lunch break to really like reset, decompress for a bit before you go back to work for the rest of the day. Teaching them these small little shifts so that they stay energized and neutral throughout the day. The reason I think nervous system regulation is so important, aside from it preventing burnout on your employees, is it provides a more thorough customer service response. When people are feeling super high emotions, they're aggravated, they're frustrated, they're not likely to read emails as thoroughly, and they're also not likely to respond as thoroughly. So when you have an employee who is responding from a very neutral place, a place of wanting to genuinely help the customer, they're going to more thoroughly read that email and they're going to provide a more detailed response that is going to increase the customer satisfaction rates. It also reduces the back and forth. So when you actually understand what's being asked, when you take the time to read, when your brain is in a non-triggered place and you're reading it, you read differently than when you are upset or angry or frustrated. You read things in a different tone. You take things differently. So it's super, super important to be operating from that neutral space to provide a better customer service experience. Okay, those are my 4 recommendations for a company who is having some growing pains when it comes to their customer service department. Hopefully, all of these were helpful today. Let me know down in the comments which one you are going to try implementing with your team or for yourself. And if you need any help with implementing these strategies or knowing where to start, I would absolutely love to help and serve you. My contact information on how to work with me is all down below. So I thank you so much for being here. As always, it means the world to me to have you on this journey with me. And until next time, take care.